Our boy Josh Carmichael is going to see the independent concussion board really soon. We don't know an exact date, but really soon. Let's talk about it. So, if you've seen all the injury reports coming out for the last few months, Josh Carmichael's name has been on there for a while under concussion protocols. And it's just come out over the last couple of, I think maybe even the last week or so, that he has now been referred to the independent concussion panel. Same panel that saw Nathan Murphy retired because of concussions, Angus Brayshaw retired because of concussions, and Western Bulldog draftee Aidan O'Driscoll retired because of concussions. So it's not looking very positive for Josh Carmichael. But let's talk about where he came from, what's happening, and the future. So Josh Carmichael was picked up in the 2022 mid-season draft, 24 years old, and we love what Joshy has been able to do. He's played a handful of AFL games. His last one was in round 3 last year against the Tigers. You probably remember he comes on as a sub for most of those games, but he comes on, he kicked a couple of goals, those really important goals against Essendon, bit of a fire starter. I really enjoyed watching him sort of grow, watching him develop. I know he's only played like 8 or 9 AFL games, but I've really enjoyed watching him grow, and I think we could have really utilised him, especially this time where we've got all these injuries, and someone with a little bit more experience could have helped us, really helped us. But this history of concussions that he's had, and I can only see back to August 2023, which looks like his first one. That's all I could find on the websites and stuff like that. But pretty much his timeline is August 2023. He got concussed in the Pies' VFL final versus Carlton, so he suffered a concussion there. Then he wasn't training up until Christmas, and then December 2023, he copped a hit in preseason training, and then stopped training for a while, came back, started full training again, and then in May 2024, he got concussed during a VFL match versus Richmond. And ever since May 2024, ever since that game, hasn't been able to shake those concussion symptoms, and he's been under concussion protocols for a while. And now, that's only August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So in 9 months, he's suffered 3 big concussive episodes. And if you've watched the Ball Magnets episode of with Nathan Murphy, where Tom Mitchell talks to Nathan Murphy, Nathan Murphy is still waking up with headaches. He's still having anxiety attacks. He's still having depressive episodes and stuff, all because of these concussion hits. And Josh Carmichael is 24, and all these kids really are so young, and they've got their whole lives ahead of them, and their future in the AFL, in the football world, is now unfortunately out of their hands. What does this mean going forward for Josh Carmichael? Look, it really means that, like I said, the future is out of the AFL's hands, is out of Collingwood's hands, it's out of his hands. If the independent concussion board comes out and says, look, mate, we think you need to retire, he's going to have to retire at 24, and that's heartbreaking, and touch wood, it doesn't have to come down to that. Like, we want to see these players keep playing, but health is paramount, family is paramount, and football is second in a time like this. But look, I don't want to say it's heartbreaking because we don't know yet. It's definitely not looking good. 3 big concussions in 9 months, and not being able to train, and still having symptoms, still having protocols. Collingwood can't say much because there's not much else besides he's still in protocol. So it is a sad one. It's really sad, and my heart does. Honestly, my heart does break for him, and I'm sure all Collingwood supporters feel the exact same way. But until we get that final sort of say, we're still really in the dark. We're in this sort of limbo with what Josh Carmichael's career looks like. Earlier this year, Bulldogs draftee Aidan O'Driscoll, who hadn't even played a AFL game yet, was forced to medically retire because of a significant head injury that happened in the preseason. Look, he's only 18. He gets drafted, pick 55 by the Doggies, and it's just and he can't play anymore. And I love that the AFL are now taking this very seriously, and there's an independent board because their head is sacrosanct. You know, like you don't want to be messing around with that. We've seen too many CTE stuff and ex players with all the CTE and it's really scary stuff. And your heart absolutely breaks. And especially Aiden O'Driscoll, 18 years old, like you know, and to have multiple sort of concussions like that, and Josh Carmichael is kind of in the same boat at the moment. So Josh Carmichael did sign a contract extension in October for 1 year, and now the AFL came out, I think in early June, and they said that they've got a set of guidelines now which will govern the provision of total player payments relief for AFL and AFLW players who retire before the end of their playing contract is up over like 3 or 4 years. So there will be salary cap relief for these teams that commit to a 3 year contract, and like Nathan Murphy retired now. I think he had 2 or 3 years left in his contract or something like that. So that doesn't come out of our sort of base salary cap. It comes out of something else to sort of relieve that. Only if they're medically, where is it? Subject to a recommendation from the concussion panel, the independent concussion panel, and the AFL concussion panel. So that's where that contract sort of comes into play, and that's second. Like that doesn't even matter. But I thought I'd mention that anyway. That the AFL is helping clubs and players with that. But look, all in all, I just wanted to make this video just to update you all on what's happening with Josh Carmichael, and sending him love. Leave him love down below in the comments. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later. That saw the same panel that saw Nathan Murphy retired because of concussion. It saw Angus Brayshaw concussed. Oh my god.